So we're getting pretty close to planting corn, but I'm heading out right now to do a little bit of groundwork before we start planting corn. Depending on the field conditions, sometimes we run a tillage tool over top of the ground to work it up a little bit on the surface, just so we have a nice seed bed to put the seed into. So that's what we're going to do here today. We have a McFarland tool, and we're going to run over this ground that we had a cover crop on to get ready for planting. We put these safety stops in when we're running down the road so that the tool can't lower down, but now that we're in the field, we're going to pull them off and drop her in. So the other thing this does for us is you can see the ground is just a little bit wet yet. If you make a fist, it sticks together. So opening up the ground a little bit with this tool will help to dry things out a little bit so we can plant early next week. So this is a McFarland Insight 5120 is the tool that we're pulling it. We're pulling it with our Case IH Magnum 7210. Does a pretty good job pulling this thing around, but we need the four-wheel drive and the diff locks to make it work good. So this tool is a vertical tillage tool. That means that we're not actually turning the dirt over. We're just kind of like disturbing the top a little bit. We're just kind of shifting the dirt around a little bit on the top to make it a little bit looser. It breaks up the compaction areas for where we ran the manure spreader and traffic over, and allows us to get the seed in the ground a little bit better. The 7210 is actually a German model. It came from Germany. So it was used over there for several years when it was new, and then they shipped it back here and we bought it. So it's pretty much like the US one, except for a couple things that are different. And the main one that we like that's different is that it has higher gears, so it can go a little faster on the road. So when we're hauling manure, we can make a little bit more time that way. But the one bummer is that all the labels in here are in German. All right, so we just got out of here to the field. We're gonna give it a shot planting some corn here today. The ground is just a little bit on the wetter side, but we think it's gonna be okay. There's some rain coming, so we thought we would try to get some of this planted here before it rains, and then we have to start all over in the drying out process. So we're gonna get set up here and give it a shot. So I'm gonna let Steven take my place. He's gonna finish up this one field. We have about 30 acres that's ready to be planted today. We thought maybe if we can try to get it done. Looks like tomorrow is gonna be rainy and the rest of the week. Still walking. I parked my ride at the wrong end of the field, so I gotta walk all the way to the other side. So you may have noticed that our corn planter is a fairly old planter, but we've been doing a lot of work to it to keep it going and keep it updated. But the markers keep breaking. Every season we break the markers, and sure enough, here we are. We broke the markers again. But we got it all welded back up. I think we'll put some paint on it, put it back together, and I think we'll be ready to go. All right, so we just got back out here to the field. Markers all fixed up. We got Steven running the planter, and it looks like things are going okay so far. So we're back at it, planting corn. So we made it one round, and look what happened. Can you believe it? What the world? We bumped into a pole up there and it knocked it apart. So we're gonna run and grab the leads. We're gonna weld it right here in the field and get it back going. We'll be back. We got that all fixed up. I think we're ready to hit the field again. So in addition to planting corn, it's also time to take off our triticale. So the triticale is the first crop that comes off of our winter crops. We grow triticale and barley and some wheat through the winter, and we grow triticale for forage. So we're taking this off to be chopped, but the first step is to mow it down and get her dried down, and then we'll chop it up later next week. But today we're starting to mow. We have about 40 acres of triticale. When I say we take it off for forage, I mean we take it off as a product to be chopped, that we put in a bag that we feed to the steers all year long. Chopping the triticale. So you guys saw us mowing it a couple days ago. We had some nice sunny days in between then to dry it out. We ran the tedder over it, spread it out to dry it, and this morning we merged it, which is putting it back in windrows, and now we're chopping it. So we're gonna chop it, we fill these wagons and put it in an ag bag. An ag bag is a big Ziploc container essentially. That we store it in that allows us to feed it out throughout the year. chopper has a metal detector in the header, so if any metal gets up into the header, it shuts the chopper off before it pulls it into the knives, which is where it would do damage. So anyway, it looks like maybe we found a piece of metal again because the chopper just stopped. Find it. All right, so we got that bag full. We're gonna switch bags and start a new bag and keep rolling.